What's going on, everyone? Welcome to this emergency stream here on the Breakdown Sportscast. I'm your good friend and host, Corey Willis. Hope you guys are doing well out there. We're also here with our good friend, Chris Bolton. Chris, what's going on, man? A great game, man.
Yeah, man. I'm feeling good. Not as good as Indiana fans, but I'm feeling good right now.
Yeah. Look, just a wild finish to probably. I mean, I have to chalk it up as one of the all-time great CFP national championships that we had in this current era that we're in. So yeah, just a impeccable performance out of Indiana. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys are doing well. If you are here live on our YouTube stream, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know your thoughts in the chat, as well as on our official um, X account, Instagram, TikTok, all of that. Just definitely engage with us. But yeah, we're not gonna be here for long, guys. We just wanted to come in and chat with you good folks out there. I know you guys watched the amazing national championship game, but overall, Chris, Indiana are your new college football national champions, their first ever national championship in major college football. They've never been to this point before, and capping this off with a 16-0 record to defeat the Miami Hurricanes. A great season by Miami. We have to give kudos to Miami as well. They had a great season, but man, Chris, just a heck of a game, heck of a performance by Fernando Mendoza and the Hoosiers by capping off this victory. What are your thoughts, man? Because I'm still reeling off of this. Indiana winning a national championship. Crazy.
I know it's. I mean, it's wild times we're living in the college football landscape in the college football world. I never thought I'd see this day come, but it's here. And shout out to Indiana. Shout out to the Hoosier fans who stuck behind this program. I mean, we've seen this team has some. Well, this program has some dark days. Uh, I mean, easy dub, automatic dub on the schedule for whoever you were in the Big Ten. Even Northwestern was getting dubs off against Indiana. But it's a new time now, man. Coach Signetti, he let everybody know off the rip. All I do is win. Google me. And since the day he's taken over as head coach of this program, he's shifted the culture and has led to this moment here. And just shout out to Indiana for playing for the most part, a clean game. Um, Miami, he did make some mistakes. I mean, you're giving life to a team that you really don't need to give any help towards. I mean, you having face mask penalties on 3rd and 17. You're getting off the field, about to get the ball back, and you get a face mask, and you extend the drive. Um, you unnecessary PIs, it's stuff like that against a team like Indiana. You give them an inch, they take a mile, and so this team, they when you needed to play most, oddly enough, it wasn't Indiana scheming up anything crazy, Corey. These were 50-50 balls. You know what I'm saying? These were back shoulder fades, one on one. Who's gonna make a play? And the Indiana players were making plays, whether it was Cooper, Beckert. I mean, his if you play CFB 26, he got purple short hands badge, Corey. Like if you throw it to him, he had 50-50 platinum, short hands platinum. He had it boosted up to Heisman because he was out here balling. Like he was just making plays. You know what I'm saying? If you were throwing to him, he was gonna come down with it. But big credit to Indiana for just sticking to the game plan, staying level headed. Miami would answer, and Indiana just go back downfield and do what they had to do. Ultimately, this defense has done it all year, Corey. They as much as Mendoza is the Heisman, it's been Indiana's defense that's come in clutch game after game, whether it's setting the tone like they did against Oregon or stamping this game and putting an end to it by getting the game sealing interception. So just all around great team effort. Everyone did what they did their part, and the Hoosiers are your new national champs.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you said it best, Chris. Just a great performance by Indiana. By capping off this victory, man. Look, Miami, they were coming. There was a point in time where we were watching the game, and you saw Fletcher break off that big run, and in my mind, I was like, here we go. This is why Miami is in this predicament. Why they made it to the national championship in the first place. And yeah, everything that Mario Cristobal said about them being here, they are here. They're still here. They just went up against a really good team, a team that did not make many mistakes all season. Came back from behind when they needed to at times. This team has the it factor, and they showed that this evening, and that's the reason why they're your national champions. Yeah, if I'm Mario Cristobal, if I'm a Miami fan, there's nothing to hold my head off of. Yeah, you had the national championship right there in your house. It was there for the taking, but hey, somebody had to be a winner, somebody had to be a loser, and unfortunate that it was Miami, but I think they'll be back next season. I wouldn't count out Miami just yet.
No, definitely not. And I mean, just looking at this game, Corey, so many different moments. Mendoza, he had his moment. Normally you get your Heisman moment earlier in the season, in the regular season. And we did to an extent, with the game-winning drive when they were trailing in Happy Valley and came back to beat Penn State with that crazy catch in the end zone. That's the play that's been stamped alongside Mendoza, and what you'll see on the highlight reel whenever you see Mendoza highlights. But we have a new one, Corey. We got us a Heisman moment in the national championship game. We got a run that I don't know if it has the same aura as the Vince Young fourth down run in the 06 Rose Bowl, but it's close. This is one of those plays that's going to be going down in national championship game history, Corey. The 4th and 5 QB draw, QB power. Mendoza bouncing to the right, bouncing off tacklers, a semi John Elway spin after diving and getting hit going into the end zone. Little semi helicopter action there. Incredible play, and that's the play. I feel like it's the play of the game, the play of the season, and it speaks to who Mendoza is as a person and a player. He loves his team. He loves these guys. He always talks about the team. I mean, we joke about how he speaks in his press conferences, but clearly the man loves his teammates, and nothing shows that more than that play where he dove and put his body on the line, put everything on the line to get that touchdown. So, I mean, just incredible effort, and just have to give him his flowers, his roses for that run, because that just summarizes him as a player, as a person, I think, to a T.
I agree with you. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Chris. Yeah, just a great run by Fernando Mendoza, man. He leaped. First of all, before he leaped, like evading the defender multiple times. Like he evaded like at least.
He was almost stopped short.
Yeah, he was. I thought he was, to be honest with you. After he evaded like 2 or 3 defenders and then he jumped, I was like, is he short? Either way, he still has the first down, but is he short? And then he leaps. And just the thought of him leaping, Chris, and then making sure to have both hands on the football when he knew, because he knew that he was going to get hit. That's how smart of a player and how tough of a player Fernando Mendoza is, folks. It was great play. Yeah, I think it's right up there with the Vince Young runner. It's close, like you see it.
Yeah, yeah. So no, big time play by him. And got to give credit to the Indiana defense too. I mean, you had some moments where Miami was able to break free. You know, Fletcher had his runs. You weren't going to keep him locked up the whole game, but that front seven was stout. They made life tough for Mark Fletcher up front, and you know, in the same respect, I know Miami, you lost, but we gotta give Miami some credit too now, Corey. This game was real tight because of how impactful that Miami D line was. I mean, it took Mendoza, did it not, until the start of the fourth quarter before he got his first completion in the second half. Like, this defense was on his case, multiple drives with multiple sacks. Just no time for him to drop back and pass. So Miami's D line was different in the second half, and you saw them change up some of their coverage schemes. You're playing a little more press man instead of giving guys 5 yards of separation. But then, Indiana, they made the necessary adjustments. Okay, you want to play press man? Then let's let some of these back shoulder throws go and see if my guy can make a play over your guy. And boy, did they kept picking on 24, Corey. I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. It was looking a whole lot like that Mississippi State Ole Miss game that we saw this year in the Egg Bowl, where they said we ain't gonna throw it over there to we ain't gonna throw it there to Jones. We're gonna go to the other side of the ball and pick on another one of these
DBs. Like, nah, we ain't doing none of that, man. We going the other direction, you know.
Yeah. Wherever 24 at, we gonna pick on him, and that's what they did.
Yeah. No, that you absolutely right, Chris. Yeah, they strategically they had that in mind throughout the game. They're like, no, we ain't doing that. But hey, look, it was tough for Miami, and we gotta look at the stats. So Carson Beck, he was 19 for 32, 232 yards with 1 touchdown, and he threw that pick ultimately in the game.
Lights out in the second half.
Yeah, he was, and I felt that was going to be the case at some point, Chris, where they were going to settle down. They were going to allow Carson Beck to get the ball out a lot more than what he he was getting in the first half, because they were very just up and down in the first half. Yeah, I don't even think they were up at that point. Like, they were like lifeless, and it kind of brings it back to your quote, Chris, about Miami leaving a lot of meat on the bone.
Yeah.
it reared its ugly head again in the first half. And yeah, no, that was definitely a thing, and that didn't bode well for them as the game progressed. But they settled down, started to throw the ball a little bit more effectively to guys like Malachi Tony. Marion got a couple catches. Alex Bowman got him a receiving catch. So they were trying, but ultimately it did come down to guys like Tony and Mark Fletcher. Mark Fletcher had 17 carries, 112 yards and 2 touchdowns, as long as was that 57-yarder. That was a great play. And that was a tone setting play, I think, at that point from Miami, where it looked like it was going to get a little interesting, and it started to get interesting. They got a couple stops. They were taking it to Mendoza, or even earlier in the game. But hey, they tried. but they were just a little bit short at the end.
Yeah. And Corey, I think we'd be remiss if we got to give credit to all three phases for Indiana. We got us a block punt, a special teams TD.
Yeah, that we
That was
did.
huge.
Mm-hmm.
That was huge.
Mm-hmm.
And in a game like this, it just kind of goes back to what we talked about for both of these teams. You just mentioned it, Miami leaving meat on the bone. You got to execute in protection right there. The guy, I want to say it was 87. He ain't really blocked for real on that play. And because of not executing your assignment, Indiana gets a block punt for a score. And it's little plays like this that happen throughout the game where you just didn't. Miami's executing 85%, 90%, but not at 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And that little 10, 15%, man, it comes back to bite you in the national championship, especially against a team like Indiana who's well coached. Everybody understands their assignment, and everybody's going to give 110%. You don't have to doubt these guys going out here trying to execute for Indiana. If they don't execute, it's a matter of because you made a play. It's not because they didn't try. It's because you made a play, which is what was happening in this game. The D line for Miami was making plays. So, but that it kind of came back and reared its ugly head for the Hurricanes, and so that's what happens, man. But shout out to Indiana for executing in all three phases: offense, defense, special teams.
Yeah, it's what Curt Cignetti talks about. he talks about all three phases, and they did that. And that's the amazing thing about this team this season. Like they've showcased that they can do that, even in the biggest moments. You look at all of the great teams in college football, Chris, past and present. Man, they just don't do it as efficient as Indiana does. If Iowa was in this spot, yeah, it probably looked the same way. Because Iowa has always been known as, hey, we play our brand of football. We don't make that many mistakes, and we try to take the air out of the football against the opposing team when we get that opportunity. Indiana, they did it all the way through to get to 16-0 this season. So, yeah. When it comes down to that block punt, Chris, clutch, and you can look back at that and say that's what ultimately won them this national championship this evening was that play. So yeah, man, just amazing.
For sure.
But yeah, man, yeah. Mark Fletcher with those 2 touchdowns. Malachi Tony, he got his 1 touchdown, 10 receptions, 122 yards. Fernando Mendoza, 16 for 27, 186 yards. He got his 1 touchdown run. And it's crazy when you look at the stats. He's -8 in yardage.
It's the sacks.
It's the sacks, and in college, they count that differently. So, but it mattered at the end. We're getting that touchdown, and then Riley Nowakowski got that touchdown. Set up in the fullback position. That was a great play as well. So, yeah, they struck when they could, Chris. I know they wanted to go downfield as well. They almost did. It seemed like with Charlie Beckert, but he had stepped out of bounds. That was a great play as well, and just the toughness of this team, Chris.
I need Beckert in their red and gold. I need him in the Niners jersey. I got plans for him. Hey, that boy can make some plays now. Hey, you need that.
Hey, can you imagine having a Pearsall, Charlie Beckert?
I sure
All of
can.
those guys.
I'm about to dream about that tonight when I go to bed. Hey, I sure can imagine that.
Hey, look, that'll definitely put some butts in some seats in Levi Stadium.
Yeah, I know you were watching tonight, John Lynch. Make it happen.
Oh yeah, you know he was watching. He was probably tuned in and like, hey, how can we get one of those guys on our team?
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
like we need a guy like him. but no, Chris. Yeah, as we get ready to wrap up, because I know it's getting late on your side of the states. Yeah, man, just a great national championship overall. Indiana winning their first ever national title, 16-0. Uh, the first time a team has went 16-0 in football, Chris, since 1894. And you want to know what that team was? The Yale
It was Yale.
Bulldogs.
Oh,
It's
I
a
was like,
long time.
was it Navy? Was it Army? It was
No,
Yale.
it was Yale. 16-0. This is the
Wow,
first time that's ever happened before. So
man.
it's crazy, man. It is crazy. I know you've mentioned it ad nauseum, Chris, and I know we'll talk about this more in the coming days. Just how this team was constructed, everything Kurt Signetti said in terms of buying into what he was selling, getting guys that not only just had like 4 and 5 stars to their names, but also evaluating this talent and seeing what could work in his system. He found those guys, and yeah, you gotta tip your cap off to Kurt Signetti and that coaching staff there. Just a heck of a job in cultivating this team this season.
Yeah, yeah. No, you definitely do. Definitely do. And now it's going to be interesting to see the ramifications, Corey, of this national championship run for Indiana. I can't wait to see how this affects the landscape. I think a lot of coaches' seats just got a little bit hotter tonight.
Everybody's seat is hot.
Hey man, it's going to be a whole lot of people saying if Indiana can do it, why can't we? And my answer to that is your coach Kurt Signetti. That's why you
Exactly.
can't.
Does he win? Can you Google your coach and it doesn't say I win right beside the name? Like, the inquiring minds want to know this information.
Seriously, I mean that's why. Like that he is a culture shifter, and I think we're potentially looking at one of the greatest in this time of this new era of college football. He can now that Nick Saban has retired, and Dabo Swinney has done his thing. Of course, Kirby Smart is one of the greats as well. Ryan Day, they have national championships, to their name. But Coach Signetti, if he can mess around and win multiple chips with Indiana, Corey, in today's landscape with the transfer portal and how everything is the wild, wild west, if he can create a semi-dynasty with Indiana, I think we're gonna mess around and end up saying he's the best since Nick. It's only right. This is crazy. It's unheard of. This ring almost counts as 3 in my eyes. A national championship in Indiana.
Yeah. Look, he's already looking like Nick Saban right now after something like this. This has
This
never
is like
been
Nick
done
winning at
before.
Michigan State.
Yeah, imagine if
You know
that
what I'm saying? This is like if Nick stayed at Michigan State and won, and he messed around and almost would have. He wanted to stay at Michigan State. They just didn't cough up the contract. They didn't pay him like they were supposed to. He said, "Fine, I'll go to LSU," and the rest is history. But hey, winning at Indiana, boy, this is different. This is that Dirk ring when Dirk beat the Big Three, and everybody could put some respect on Dirk Nowitzki's name. This is that Dirk championship, that 2011 NBA Finals ring Coach Cignetti done got.
No, it definitely feels like that. Yeah, man, this is huge, man. This is huge. This is definitely like a shift in major college football with seeing a team like Indiana win a CFP natty. Come on, like none of us envisioned this uh, going into this season. Y'all can look at my chart on who was going to win the national championship. I had Texas winning the national championship this year. That did not happen. Texas didn't even sniff the CFP this year. It just shows you, you bring in the right guy, you bring in someone with the right mindset, players as well, and you dig into that transfer portal deep and find the guys that are right for your program. The sky's the limit, and what we saw tonight is a clear view of that.
Yeah,
point blank. Period.
No, Coach Cignetti has a type. He knows what's going to work for how he runs his program, and he goes and gets guys that will buy in, that know football, and he'll work from there. You know what I'm saying? As long as you are willing to do what he says, learn, you're malleable, you're coachable, you have good character, and you can you know football, you're smart, high IQ player. Hey, that's all he needs from that point, and then he'll handle the rest. And so no, it's very interesting just seeing how he's been able to work the portal, and can this be maintained? That's what I'm so intrigued to see. Can this? What did the next 5 years for Indiana football look like? Like, are they a mainstay? Is this his? Is he in his Dabo Swinney bag? Like, how Clemson had this run. Does Indiana mess around and become a mainstay for the next 5 seasons? Do they rattle off another championship? 2, 3, dare I say? Could you imagine that, Corey? If Indiana wins 3 natties?
It'd be crazy.
Oh my gosh.
It would be crazy. And look, the seats will continue to get hotter and hotter.
and the way they've gone about doing this, it makes it feel kind of attainable. Because it isn't like they had a blip. Like Fernando Mendoza, great player, will go on to be probably more likely the first pick in the NFL draft. But we don't look at Fernando Mendoza, at least I don't, as a generational prospect. I look at him as a very good player. I don't look at him as like, yeah, they got a Cam Newton. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had Cam Newton, and Cam Newton led them to the national championship. This doesn't feel like that. This ain't that. This feels like something really built from the coaching staff, from the coach himself, that's oiling this machine and can be repeated. And it'd be different. They had some guys that's like, well, dang, they losing this guy and this guy and this guy. And them boys, man, they first round picks all across the board, and this, that, third. This ain't that. It's almost like plug and play. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this feels like this could be sustained, which is what makes it so interesting.
Yeah. And look, I mean, you look at the portal right now. I think Indiana is like in the top 10 in portal recruiting. So, Cignetti, he's doing work. He was doing work before they even won the national championship. He knows what he wants, and yeah, I gotta tip my cap off to him. He knows what he's doing. He knows the guys that he wants in his program, Chris, and he is finding ways for them to be successful on and off the football field, and it's paying dividends. This right here, I don't think this is going to stop. I think people probably are looking at this. They're still like, "Oh, this is just a fluke." No, they beat Ohio State. They went to the playoffs. They stumped Alabama.
Beat Oregon twice.
Beat Oregon twice. Beat Oregon twice. And the second time was not pretty. It like they shouldn't have aired that on national television. It was that bad. And then you do this. You beat a really good Miami football team who was close to getting back in this game. No, they earned every bit of this victory tonight. Every bit of it. And now it's going to get very interesting to see what happens for them next season, because I think they're going to be right in it, and they're going to know there's a target on their back, and they're ready for it. Curt Cignetti's ready for it, and he's going to challenge whoever's going to be there next year to be great. That way that they can be back in this thing. So, yeah, I gotta tip my cap off to just Fernando Mendoza, Curt Cignetti, the whole team and staff at Indiana, those fans this season, electric, Chris. A lot of people weren't looking at Indiana fans traveling for football, but they know what it's like to be in big moments like this in basketball. They said, "I bet." They hit the Cam Newton "I bet" on everybody. Came right out there.
They showed up and showed out in Miami. I mean, that place was rocking.
Mm-hmm.
That last drive for Miami, you couldn't tell me they were playing at home.
I know. It looked like a home game for Indiana's sake.
I mean, that place was loud, rowdy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the fans were into it. Indiana, man. I think we'll be talking about this team and Cignetti and this program for the future. In the future.
Yeah. Agreed, man. Agreed. Well, Chris, I know it's getting late, man. Sorry for the extra 8 minutes.
Nah, it's all good.
But yeah, man. Just had to be here with good folks here. I hope you guys enjoyed the game. Hope you guys enjoyed this great college football season. Chris and I will definitely be around during the off season to still talk about some things. Probably talk about some transfer portal news, all that great stuff. But guys, you know where to find us. X, Instagram, TikTok. You can find all of our content there. If you want to listen to us via podcast, you can always find us by typing in the Breakdown Sportscast on there. And also, you can find us here on our official YouTube channel. We appreciate you guys chiming in. And also our official Twitch channel at Breakdown Video Game Cast, where Chris and myself are playing some video games. I was on there earlier today before the national championship, trying to take Mississippi State to the national championship, and I did. We beat Pittsburgh earlier today. So yeah, 16-0 in Star Vegas, Chris. So you know,
there we go. Need that to happen next season.
Yeah, absolutely. So you know, it is what it is. Gotta put on for my Bulldogs any way I can. So, but yeah, guys, definitely chime with us on all of our social media platforms. We very much appreciate your support. But before we get out of here, Chris, outros, let the good folks know where they can find you on social media.
Yes, sir. Y'all can find me on X at Chris_Bolton_12 and on Instagram at Chris.Bolton_. I'll let your boy.
Awesome. Yeah, guys, you can find me on X at Listen to KSW, all one handle. I'm on there talking college football, professional wrestling. You know it. I'm on there. Definitely chime in with me on there, guys. And very much appreciate it. But yeah, guys, we'll be back, like I said, sometime this week to kind of talk about some more news in the transfer portal and any other topics we probably want to discuss. But yeah, guys, until next time, I'm Corey Willis. He's Chris Bolton. You are listening to the Breakdown Sportscast. We will chat with y'all later. Peace.